crazy. You're bullseye out of your mind. You're crazy, crazy. In every way I can find. You're crazy, crazy. The more I think of it, I might be crazy too. Crazy for wanting you, no. You got me looking crazy, baby. These wicked little games you play, yeah. So step up to the plate, don't wait.
Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. I'm here in Kyoto, Japan. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know I have this obsession with Ichiran ramen. Of course, I did find another ramen place to be obsessed about on this trip, so check out that video. Anyway, just walking around tonight, trying to figure out what to eat for dinner, and of course, my ramen craving is hitting me again. I seem to get that like once an hour. So trying to figure out where to go, and I realized a lot of you guys have been asking me to try out Ippudo ramen here in Japan. Of course, Ippudo ramen, just like Ichiran, both founded in Fukuoka, both featuring very porky tonkatsu broth, a lot of similarities. And I really do want to try out Ippudo ramen here in Japan because I've only been once back in New York, so I figured for this video, let's try both places out, the two major ramen chain restaurants in Japan head to head, and we'll see how they compare. Let's start with Ippudo first. By the way, absolutely love walking around Kyoto at night. There's a complete different vibe than Tokyo, so calm and peaceful. A lot of traditional architecture, restaurants everywhere. My favorite city in Japan, maybe in the whole world. Wow, this place just has a line anywhere in the world, huh? The original shiromaru, the akamaru, which is just the spicy version of the shiromaru, and then the Ippudo karaka. I remember really liking the gyoza though. The shiromaru, which is their classic, the akamaru, which is more of a miso-based ramen broth, and then the karaka, which is basically the spicy version of the shiromaru. And then for this one, you can choose 5 levels of spicy from standard to ultra extra spices. Guess which one I'm doing. So instead of a magical genie ramen window, the kitchen is right in front of me, which is nice. Some bean sprouts and chili oil, some ginger, spicy pickled veggies. Also, I try to get the spiciest ramen. They really don't want me to do that. So I got level 4 spicy and level 5 spicy on the side. Just a tiny bit of chili on the edge. This is the akamaru modern. And then this is the karaka. So far, the karaka is really making me salivate. With this set, scallions, mushrooms, egg, a couple pieces of chashu. It is very, very fragrant. And you can see that the broth is more about the miso. Noodles, classic Ippudo Hakata thin noodles. Thin and straight and beautiful. Wow. First of all, I like how they give you a ladle as a spoon. The broth, extremely flavorful. Very thick and creamy. Also, very fragrant. You can taste a little bit of the peppers in here. You can see all that attaching to the noodles. This is probably my favorite type of ramen noodles just because it's so incredibly chewy and it hangs onto the broth incredibly well. Noodles are amazing. They're very similar to the ones in Ichiran. Extremely flavorful because they're so thin. Wow, this broth is excellent. So rich, at the same time, it's so smooth. And this is really cool. You can actually ask for minced garlic, and you can mince it yourself. This is for those of you who love garlic in your noodles and who want to avoid vampire attacks. This is what you do. And I don't know why I'm feeling like this. For some reason, I'm liking this so much better than my Ippudo experience in New York. And let me try the chashu. It's so garlicky now. So garlicky. This is honestly so good, especially with the fresh minced garlic. The egg, oh yeah, that's a beaut right there. Soaking in some broth. Everything about the soup, from the rich miso broth, from its crunchiness to the scallions to the mushroom, it's everything you want in a beautiful bowl of ramen. I'm gonna try to add in some of the sprouts here for some extra crunch and some extra spice. That's so gorgeous. That's like a side dish I would have gladly paid for, but it's free here. The chashu just crumples. That's how tender it is. Loving these pickled vegetables even more. Really spicy. Wow. That's the best. This is so unbelievably good. This, a little bit of this. perfect complement to this broth. Just like a couple minutes in, I'm already like to the bottom of this first bowl of ramen. And this is where the goodness is. Look at this. It's like panning for gold. All that good stuff is at the bottom. So far, seriously, much better than what I had in New York. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm actually here in Japan, or maybe it tastes the same. I'm just kind of a little crazy right now, but I think it tastes much better. My second bowl, level 4 spicy. The okiraka actually has different noodles, so it's medium thick. It's a little bit curly. And what's interesting about this bowl is that read in the ingredients, they use some bean paste, which is something utilized a lot in Chinese cooking. And this is their famous broth, of course, with a lot of heat. Oh yeah, with this level of spiciness, if you really can't handle your spice, this is gonna be way too much for you. To the point where it is actually changing the flavor of the broth. I can still taste how smooth and silky this broth is. Even after one sip, definitely feeling the heat. Noodles, just like the first one, nice and chewy, nice and al dente. I prefer the thin noodles myself. That's just my favorite type of noodles. But this bowl is really like, it's aggressively seasoned, a lot of heat, and the noodles are not gonna be as delicate and as thin as the other bowl. You know what? Even through the spice, you can taste how deliciously silky and smooth this broth is. Oh yeah, wow. That burns me right here. The chilies they use here is way spicier than the ones they use in Ichiran, for sure. I don't even think 20 times Ichiran spice would be as bad as this. I can taste the fermented bean just a little bit, not too much. This thing is a little different texture with the ground meat inside. I forgot to talk about the chashu at this place. It's okay. It's very porky, a little bit smoky. It's not the best chashu I've had, but it's good. But you know what? I think level 4 is perfect for me. This is just right amount of spice where it's not killing all the flavor. It's just the perfect amount to make me feel really, really good while still retaining the deliciousness of this bowl of ramen. It's my second egg. That's always pretty. Egg. I've only had one bad experience with a ramen egg, but every other time I bite into that, it just gives me that instantaneous boost of happiness. Totally forgot about the gyoza. I'm sorry. Oh, the gyoza is good here. Really, really porky. It looks tiny, but that thing packs a nice flavor. The only thing is, I wish I added some garlic in here. I totally forgot. That's my bad. Yeah, I think I gotta do one more thing. I had to get one more bowl. I mean, there's 3 things on the menu. That's not that much. I really should give each one of them a try. The classic legendary tonkatsu broth, Hakata noodles, original Ippudo ramen. And the broth, oh, this thing is so smooth, it's not even making a sound when it's falling back into the bowl. Wow, I gotta tell you guys, when I did my ramen noodle tour in New York City, I didn't like Ippudo that much. I really did not. This visit changed my mind completely. This is actually a fantastic, really deep bowl of ramen. The broth alone, that thing could write books. That's how deep the flavor is. And this thing is so incredibly creamy. It's just sitting on my tongue. And you can taste the pork. Such a clean, majestic flavor. I did not get this while I was in New York. And noodles, Hakata style, is thin, straight, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of broth covering this, but oh, trust me, it's there. You're gonna be able to taste this. Oh, actually, I mean, you gotta chase it with some broth though. Perfectly cooked noodles. The noodles themselves are slippery, they're smooth. With the broth, it gets even smoother if you can imagine that. This is how you shower noodles with love. Noodles meet love. Ground sesame. This is already pretty perfect, but I just want to jazz it up just a bit more. Trust me, that raw garlic is something you need. You need in ramen. Oh my God, this broth. That garlic kicked it up like 20 notches. Happy ramen day to me. And that's the way to do it. Before coming in here, comparing Ippudo to Ichiran, to me there was no comparison. Ichiran wins hands down. These 3 bowls of noodles really changed my mind. I'm not saying I'm ready to say that I like Ippudo much better than Ichiran, but wow. The broth here tastes smoother, it's richer. They give you the delicious veggies on the side, and with the fresh garlic, it just powered up every single bowl of noodles sitting in front of me. Oh, and the gyoza, that's all love right there. And on top of all that, if you just get a bowl of the noodles here, it's about $7 or $8. That's pretty much more than half the price of the New York place. I mean, same thing goes for each one as well, but the value and the flavor and the ingredients and just the overall experience you get here, amazing. All right, I'm a little noodled out tonight, but as soon as I get some rest, we're gonna go see how Ichiran compares. And I know I've had Ichiran plenty of times, but I need to reassess it now that I've had this. Hey, good morning. Just walked through. Ooh. Oops. Can't handle my umbrella. It's raining, and this is perfect ramen weather. Can't waste it. Let's go to Ichiran. 2 floors of Ichiran. Hello, old friend. Shall we? What I love about Ichiran, open 24 hours. There it is, familiar vending machine. At this point, I know exactly what to do. Of course, as spicy as I can get without having to pay more money. This is the first time I'm filling this out in line and not while sitting down, but I know what I want. Typically, this should be closed, but this Ichiran right now is pretty chaotic. Like, there's just line out the door. I do really like the fact that even though this store is pretty chaotic, when I sit down within my little ramen bubble, I do feel a degree of privacy, and that's nice. So the world could be falling apart out there. I'm safe within my little ramen cubicle. Every time I see this, I don't care how many times it's been, it gets my heart pumping. That beautiful slab of chili right there, that's like the essence of the ramen sitting in the middle, like a spicy volcano emerging from this ocean of creamy, soaky, porky broth. Oh, look at this scrumptious pieces of chashu, perfectly thin, nice proportion of fatty and lean meat. And then of course, it wouldn't be complete without the egg. I always get the set, which includes the mushrooms, the extra chashu, the seaweed, and of course, the most glorious of eggs. It's a familiar feeling, but at the same time, every time I eat this, it's something new. Oh my gosh, that is so lovely. Always so rich and creamy. So let me savor that for a second here. Noodles, of course, similar to Ippudo. Hakata, really thin, straight ramen noodles. Again, my favorite types of noodles because let me just look at it. One little mix, all the ingredients are attaching themselves to these noodles. These noodles are like a quarterback in high school. Like, as soon as they show up, all the other elements just attract to them. Even though this Ichiran in New York, it's just not the same as coming to Japan and having your first slurp. That's so amazing. This garlic infused broth makes these noodles so incredibly fragrant. And the chili's perfect amount of heat doesn't impact the flavor whatsoever. It's always like happiness and sadness at the same time whenever I come here. It's like meeting somebody you love somewhere in the world for like 2 days. You're happy to see them, there's never enough time. Already, it's time for my noodle refill. Arigatou gozaimasu. The Ippudo broth, I feel like it's silkier, it's smoother, but look how well the Ichiran broth grabs on and infuses the noodles. I think I like the chashu at Ichiran a little better too, because it is a bit thinner cut and a bit more flavorful. Every single element just orchestrates this intensely flavorful ramen symphony. And every single time I eat it, I want to give it a standing ovation. Felt good. Oh, it's raining right now, but oh, I needed this. I feel like I could walk through the Arctic without a jacket. But before we break this down, I need something else. I feel like I needed something sweet after the ramen, and I was passing by Happy Pancakes. I was at this place in Tokyo, and typically I would have ate probably twice what I ate today at Ichiran, but this looks really, really good. Oh, this looks good. Tiramisu pancake. pumpkin, chestnut, raisin, butter. But when in Kyoto, gotta get some matcha. I kid you not, for some reason, eating Ichiran makes me hungrier. I'm not even joking about it. I'm starving right now. Anyway, let's break this down. Here's what I love about Ippudo. I love the fact that they give you so many extra things to add into your ramen, like the pickled veggies, the spicy bean sprouts, and the garlic you mash into your ramen. That's a transformative move. It makes the ramen so much better. In terms of the dishes itself, I appreciate how incredibly silky. I mean, it is for sure the smoothest, silkiest broth I've ever had when I tasted the Shiromaru Classic. But I think my favorite of the 3 noodles I tried is 100% the Akamaru. I just feel like that ramen is more fragrant, much more powerful, more aggressively flavored. And for me, I like things seasoned pretty well. I mean, adding the miso to the original already fantastic pork broth, I mean, it's indescribable. The taste is like an exploding umami bomb. Oh, sorry, my matcha is kicking. Oh, thank you. Pardon the delicious interruption, but I gotta do this really quick. Oh, the sweet cream is melting on the fluffy pan. Oh, that is fluffy. If you ever wonder what a matcha cloud would taste like, come here and get this. Perfect post ramen food. Now I feel complete. I feel good. All right, let's go back talking about ramen. Like I mentioned in Ippudo, my favorite was the Akamaru, without a doubt. I didn't feel rushed. Everyone was so polite, so accommodating. Really enjoyed my experience, and that was by far, like I mentioned, the best experience I've ever had at Ippudo. And as I said in a restaurant, before this, I never ever felt the need to eat at Ippudo. But this experience here has completely changed. Now I crave Ippudo ramen. What I did not enjoy, and this is just a personal preference, you guys may totally disagree, I didn't really love the Shiromaru Classic. I love the broth. I think the broth is just out of this world. But when I was eating the noodles with the broth, I wasn't getting as much flavor in the noodles. I definitely needed a lot of the little veggies to eat with the noodles to get more flavor. Now on to Ichiran. I've done a few videos in Ichiran, so you guys know I love that place. I mean, everything from the chilies, from the broth, to the noodles, to the garlic they put in there. I love everything about that bowl of ramen. It's something I crave and dream about. And I know I just did a ramen video at Tomida's, but that is a really different type of ramen than Ichiran. Ichiran is one of those places where I slurp the noodles and drink the broth, and I feel so good inside. I really do. And it's just incredibly tasty. I don't have to overthink it. I just go in there, get the noodles, get what I typically get, customize it whatever way you want, and then you just fill it right here. Although they don't really give you any little veggies on the side, which I wish they did. I mean, that's what I really loved about Ippudo. I like the space you get at Ichiran. That's like your own little personal ramen world. So after eating at these two places, if I had to choose right now, I feel like I still prefer Ichiran over Ippudo. Again, my own personal opinion, you don't have to agree with me. In terms of broth, I think Ippudo has a slight advantage. In terms of noodles, I think they're pretty much even, but I love Ichiran's chilies. It's such a fragrant chili powder. I even think about it now, my mouth is watering, and I just ate like 3 fluffy pancakes. I think taste-wise, that's really what's pushing Ichiran over the edge for me. But I'm glad I was able to try both places. Thank you guys so much for urging me to try Ippudo, giving it another chance, because I absolutely adore it now. But in either case, both of these places absolutely must try if you are ever visiting Japan. Also guys, please let me know in the comments below which one do you prefer and why. Again, thank you all so much for watching this video. Until we eat again, see you later.